Hello, today we're going to be discussing how to integrate Qlik with Snowflake Agents for real-time augmented analytics. What are some of the advantages of combining Qlik Analytics with Snowflake Cortex Agents? Well, what it brings to the table is the ability to extend natural language capabilities beyond just structured dashboards, integrating the semantic logic from Snowflake and the business logic inside of Qlik, understanding and applying Qlik filters dynamically, understanding complicated domain-specific questions in context of the data that's being analyzed, ad hoc exploratory insights, being able to drill down to details in real time, complex multi-step analytics, faster decision-making, and Snowflake complements the Qlik associative engine capabilities as well as our visualization power. So how does it work? Qlik is able to access the Cortex Analyst agent via a REST API, passing questions to the Snowflake Cortex engine in real time. That data is then translated, processed by Cortex Analyst against structured data using a pre-configured semantic view. That data is then returned along with all of the context of the question, including the SQL that's constructed. We then take the data result and we, in real time, turn that into a Qlik visualization using a technique called a partial reload, and it becomes part of the Qlik associative engine, able to interact with the rest of the Qlik application. Let's go ahead and take a look at this in a demo. For the demo today, we're going to be taking a look at a patient 360 use case in the healthcare sector. What we want to know is a ranging in complexity set of questions to explain what we're seeing on our screen with our structured application. And the first question we're going to ask is relatively simple. Let me see the top 7 attending providers. It's a simple question, and what will happen is when I click the go button, it will take the question, pass it back to Snowflake, render the data, and return it, in which case Qlik will then visualize it and be able to make it interactive with the rest of the application. That was a very simple question. Easy to ask, easy to return. Now we're going to ask a question that's more complicated. We're going to ask, show me the top 10 frequent flyers. This is a very nuanced and specific health question, showing that Snowflake Cortex Agent can actually think through and utilize applied industry knowledge, knowing that frequent flyers has a very specific definition to patients with multiple visits, number of admissions, number of readmissions. So it is translating it using domain-specific knowledge to render a question of the data and then return it in context with the Qlik application, where we can then filter and explore. In our final healthcare use case, we're going to take a look at something that is a much more complicated question. And in this case, we're going to be looking for a combination of characteristics of certain types of patients that are visiting. And so that question is going to be, what are the top 3 departments where we have admitted patients with more than 7 visits? So it's extending the question that we had previously around frequent flyers, but now we want to get specific to what departments are they coming back to. Are the same ones coming back to the same department, or are they coming back to different departments? It's a very complicated question, and it takes a little bit of time to process this information. It has to figure out all the visits for the departments. It would not necessarily be even easy to do this with just dashboard interaction. We really need something like Cortex to process the complexity of this. It really just demonstrates the ability for Qlik Sense, working with Snowflake Agents, to augment really complicated analytics and exploratory situations. When I get this information back, again, it renders and becomes interactive with the rest of the Qlik application. To summarize what we've taken a look at today, we have really looked at how Qlik and Snowflake take advantage of the capabilities of the best of both technologies, being able to leverage Qlik and the power of the associative engine and visualization capabilities, with Snowflake's Cortex Agents being able to go and ask questions of the master data set in context using the Cortex Analyst engine. This really, again, brings together the best of both worlds, making sure that we can leverage the strengths of each other's technology to provide the user with the ability to answer any type of question they might have to be able to make better decisions about their business faster. Thank you for your time.